Hey there guys, one quick note before we start. This is a very long video, and if you already know a lot about Barrows but you just want to know some specific information, then just go to the table of contents in the description of this video and you can just click on the link when that is in the video. So that makes it a lot easier. If you don't know anything about Barrows, or if you just want to learn, then my advice is to just keep watching and just watch the whole video. It is really informative. But of course, it is a lot of information, so it might be a little bit boring sometimes. But just to make sure that you find the information you want to, you can look into the table of contents in the description and just go to the thing you want to see. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Hey, hello there everyone. My name is Anthony and welcome to my Ironman Barrows guide. This guide has been requested for a long time already and I finally decided to make it. The guide won't be much different from normal Barrows guides, except for the extra information that comes along with Ironman accounts of course, so let's just get started. What is Barrows? If you are playing as an Ironman, my guess is that by now you already know what this minigame is about. If this is not the case, then here you go. Barrows is a dangerous minigame located east of Morton. The goal is to defeat 6 undead brothers and loot their treasure chest. Every time you loot the chest, there's a small chance, most people say 1 in 16, of receiving one or more of their equipment. This equipment is level 70 gear and the pieces have one of the most strongest stats in game. In total there are 24 different Barrows items, which means 4 different pieces from each brother. Why would you play Barrows? Like I said, you have a chance of looting very high level equipment. On a normal account you can simply buy the pieces from the Grand Exchange if you choose so, but on an Ironman you will have to obtain the items yourself. Barrows equipment is very essential in bossing and long-lasting Slayer trips, so it wouldn't be smart to skip this minigame and not get these items. Requirements to play Barrows. Let's move on to the requirements to play Barrows. There are a lot of different strategies to play this minigame and that is why it's pretty hard to tell what the exact requirements are. However, there is one requirement to everyone: completion of the quest Priest in Peril. This quest must be completed to get access to the location of the minigame. I will now give you some recommendations about the quests, skills and achievement diaries you should have to make Barrows more efficient. In terms of quests, you should have started Fairy Tale Part 2 for access to fairy rings, you should have started In Search of the Miry Cube for using the Swampy Boat, you should complete the Underground Pass for the Ivan Blast spell, and you should complete Shades of Morton for Morton Teleport. Skill wise, you should have at least level 50 magic to use the Ivan Blast spell, or maybe the Slayer Dart spell, depends on if you can use it or not. You should have level 50 range or higher. I would recommend 61 plus to use a rune crossbow, but of course you can also do it with a magic short bow at level 50 range. You should have level 43 prayer or at least level 50 plus. 43 is okay, you don't need a higher level, but if you have more points then it would save you some difficulties, so would always be nice, but 43 is basically enough. Level 50 agility is also a recommendation, so do not think you have to get it, but it's really useful because you will have to run a lot. And HP level 50, so you will not get KO'd very easily. And then we have the achievement diaries left. You should complete the RD Easy tasks for the RD Cloak, and the Hard Mauritania tasks are very useful if you want more runes as a loot from the Barrows chests, but of course it is not a must. So please remember, these are only recommendations and are no must to play Barrows. The only 100% requirement is to complete Priest in Peril. Prayer Potions. Most people would say that prayer potions are essential when playing Barrows. I know that it's not easy to get loads of prayer potions on your Ironman, so that is why I figured out a way to play the minigame without the need of these potions, but we will talk about that later. Gear and inventory setup. Most normal accounts use Barrows gear to play Barrows. For us Ironman, that is of course impossible because we have just started playing. We still need to obtain that high level armor, but to be quite honest, you don't need that many items to do a successful trip. First, your equipment. Use headgear, body and legs that have a nice defensive/attacking magic bonus. In my case, Mystic Head, Zamorak D-Hide top and Black Dragonhide legs. As well, wear your Boots of Lightness and the best gloves you have. So after the Underground Pass you can use Clang's gauntlets, and of course you can also use the Barrows gloves if you have them. Your cape should be an accumulator or maybe RD Cloak one if you don't have one. Wield your Slayer or Ivan staff with a God book or a shield if you don't have a God book, and the Ring of Dueling with a holy symbol. Last but not least, equip the arrows or bolts you want to use. Recommended is Mithril Plus. Second is your inventory. Bring a melee weapon, and only range if your melee is very low, a crossbow or bow, a graceful piece to save energy, preferably legs, 200 deads and 1000 fire runes to cast Ivan Blast spells, a spade, food and 1 prayer potion. You will always have a prayer potion with you, but you will only use it rarely, so don't worry, soon you will understand. The way to travel. There are several ways to get to the Barrows minigame. If you don't have a close teleport, then it's definitely a long walk. That is why it's highly recommended to have the Shades of Morton quest completed. By completing this quest, you will unlock a minigame teleport to Morton, which you can use once in 20 minutes. A Barrows trip takes 8 to 10 minutes though, so it won't be enough to keep going. That is why you should get access to fairy rings by starting Fairy Seal Part 2, complete the easy RD tasks to get a cloak, and start in search of the Marikyu to travel with the swampy boat. The trick is to switch between the route you travel every trip, so you will not have to wait for the teleport timer to reset. Before we start the actual minigame, I will show you both routes. Route 1 is very simple. This is the route you use the minigame teleport with. It's very easy. You open the minigame tab, select Shades of Morton and click teleport. You will be teleported to Morton, and the only thing you have to do is walk east to find the minigame. Alright, and here is route 2. When you have to wait for your teleport timer, you should teleport to the monastery with your RD cloak, so don't forget to bring that one. Run east to find a fairy ring, and of course you need a Draymond or a lunar staff to activate the fairy ring. Use the code CKS to travel to Canifis. Then you run east again and follow the route you found during the In Search of the Marikyu quest. Then you climb down the ladder, push the wall, enter the door and travel with the swampy boat. And now you have arrived in Morton. The brothers. Like I said earlier, you have to fight 6 brothers in this minigame. 4 of the brothers use melee attacks only, 1 brother uses range and the other uses magic. Before we go there, I will tell you a little bit about every brother and their armor, to let you know what's in it for you. So first of all we have Dharok the Wretched. His attack style is melee and his weakness is magic. His max hit is 60, so that's pretty high. However, he will only be able to hit this on low HP. The set effect of full Dharok, so if you get all the 4 pieces, then the full set will give you 1% higher damage for every 1% hit points you have lost. So for example, if you are level 99 HP and you currently only have 1 HP left, you are able to hit 110 or maybe even higher in combination with prayers and a self amulet E. So a devastating attack, I'd say. And now this is something you might want to know. What is the use for Iron Man? You can basically use Dharok during boss fights, pest control or Nightmare Zone. Of course as well in PvP, but most Iron Men don't take part in this. Alright, then we have Torag the Corrupted. His attack style is melee, his weakness is magic and his max hit is 23. The set effect is, when wearing all 4 pieces of the set, you have 25% chance of lowering the victim's run energy by 20%. So basically this special attack is kind of useless to Iron Man. But what are the uses for Iron Man? Torag's equipment is often used as tank gear against Dagon Kings for example, or in the fighting caves to get a fire cape. So basically bossing gear. Brother number 3 is Verac the Defiled. His attack style is melee, his weakness is magic, its max hit is 25 and the set effect is, when wearing all 4 pieces of the set, you have a chance of hitting through protection prayers, also ignoring defense of your opponent. So the uses for Iron Man, this set is often used to kill the Kelphite Queen since she has protection prayers, but can also be used to kill bosses like Callisto, Vatian or Vandanadis. Alright, and then we have brother number 4, which is Guthan the Infested. His attack style is melee, his weakness is magic, max hit is 24 and the set effect is amazing. When wearing all the 4 pieces of the set, you will heal yourself at a 1-to-1 ratio, so if you deal 20 damage hit points to your opponent, you will recover yourself with that same amount. What are the uses for Iron Man? Well, this set is by far the best Barrows set even if you're no Iron Man. Of course for Iron Man in particular, this set is extremely helpful during Slayer training, Dagon Kings or even playing Barrows itself. And then we have Karil the Tainted, which is brother number 5. His attack style is range and weakness are magic and melee. Many people kill them with melee, but magic works just fine. His max hit is 20 and the set effect is, when wearing all 4 pieces of the set, you will lower your opponent's agility level. So what are the uses for Iron Man? The leather top and skirt are often used in God Wars Dungeon at Bandos and Zamorak. The bow is useful for getting the fire cape and the coif is not used very often. And then we have brother number 6, Ahrim the Blighted. His attack style is magic and weakness are range and melee. My advice is to kill him with range because he lowers your melee stats with his special attack. His max hit is 25 and the set effect is, when wearing all 4 pieces of the set, you will have a 25% chance to lower the strength level of your opponent by 5 levels. What are the uses for Iron Man? Most Iron Men see Ahrim's equipment as the most useless set. Some people even decide to skip the Ahrim brother during the minigame and not load his items. Now of course you can do this if for example your range level is low, but I wouldn't recommend it. The treasure chest and kill count. We are almost ready to play the minigame, but first I want to tell you a little bit about the rewards you can get from the chest and how you can influence your loots, because yes, that is possible. Possible loot from the treasure chest is Barrows equipment, coins, mind/chaos/dad/blood runes, bolt rags, dragon medium helm or half of a key, or an elite clue scroll. So, in what way can looting Barrows items be influenced? Basically, you can only loot items of a specific Barrows brother if you have killed it. For example, if you kill all the brothers except Guthan and loot the chest, you will not be able to receive Guthan's armor. However, it will not lower the chance of receiving other Barrows items, so this also works the other way around. If you just need Guthan's armor and nothing else, you can basically just kill Guthan and loot the chest over and over again. You will have the same chance of receiving Guthan items, but of course no different items because you haven't killed the other brothers. Within the minigame you get kill count for each kill you do. This is obviously from the brothers, but as well from monsters that spawn in the tunnel. I will talk about the tunnel later, but this kill count influences the amount of gold, runes and bolt rags you loot from the chest. The optimal kill count is 14, confirmed by ModMadK during a livestream. If you loot the chest on this kill count, you are most likely to get more coins, runes and rags. So keep in mind, as long as you kill all the Barrows brothers, kill count doesn't influence Barrows loot. There is also a very rare chance of receiving a Dragon Medhelm or half of a key from the chest, and a 1 in 200 chance of receiving an elite clue scroll for every brother killed. So if you kill all the 6 brothers, you will have a 1 in 33 chance of getting a clue scroll from the Barrows chest. Okay, so there's just one more thing we need to talk about before we go to an actual trip, and that is the killing order. In which order should the Barrows brothers be killed? For me, it works best to kill Karil first, then all the melee brothers, and then at last Ahrim. The reason I do this is simple. Karil has very strong and quick range attacks and is the brother we use our prayer points against. Then we have the melee brothers, which we can safe spot without the need of any prayer points, and last of all we have Ahrim. I normally just tank his hits, and if I need to recover then I hide behind the chest to heal up, and some people don't even kill Ahrims at all, but you will see that once we start playing the minigame. Alright people, so this is gonna be the live commentary part of this video. I'm sorry that it will probably be a little less clear than the rest of the video because I have difficulties speaking live, but I will try whatever I can. And to start off, you know what the armor is you should bring, because we talked about that earlier, and I have the inventory of items, and so if you gear up and stuff, you can go to the minigame tab and you click Shades of Morton, and that is basically the first trip you do. You just use the teleport, and by the way, every time you are finished with a trip, you teleport back to this place, to clanwars, and you run into that portal, so all of your stats will be restored again. But anyways, here we go, we arrive in Morton, and what I do is I wear my graceful legs because they actually help me reduce the run energy I drain. And then I run east to the location of the minigame. So here we go. And now I can show you, like, here it is, and you've already seen the hills, like which brother is where. And like I said, the first brother we are going to kill is Karil, because we are going to use our prayer points at this brother. This is the only dangerous brother, basically. I have 65 prayer points, and most of you will probably not have this amount. Some of you will, but like I said, 43 is enough. But of course, the more points you have, the better, because you can last longer. We are going to try not using prayer potions, but there is one thing before I use the spade and go down that I want to say, and that is, of course I do bring a prayer potion, and I haven't told you why yet. Basically, you can safe spot all the brothers except from Karil, which is the first one we are going to kill. But one of the 6 brothers in here is going to be the tunnel, and if Karil is the tunnel, which is a chance 1 in 6, then it means I cannot use prayer against him. That sounds weird. Of course we can use prayer against him, but we will be like forced to kill Karil, the last all of them. And if I like kill all the brothers and then go to Karil, then I will have no prayer left because of the drains inside the hills, but I will talk about that later. But in that case, so if Karil is the tunnel, we will find out soon enough, then I will have to use 1 or 2 sips of my prayer potion this trip. But if you think about it, that is only 1 in 6 trips on average, because it's 1 in 6 chance that Karil is the tunnel, and so that means in 6 trips you need like 1 or 2 prayer doses. So basically this is a guide without using prayer, and if you really don't, without using prayer potions, if you really don't want to use the prayer potions at all, then of course you can also always choose to skip Karil if this is the tunnel. So if you meet him in the tunnel, then just ignore him and go to the chest. You can do that, of course, so you don't have to use prayer at all. But anyways, I'm gonna try it right now, and we will see. Everything is ready. I have my spells ready, and once I dig, I press my prayer tab, and I make sure I can protect range when I click on the grave. So I go down, and this is the tunnel, or the grave I mean, and I click here, and yes, it is actually the tunnel. So that's pretty unfortunate, because I really wanted to show you safe spots and such, but then I will do that later on. So Karil is the tunnel. We will leave it here for now. This is basically the worst scenario you can have, so I guess that's only good for the guide, because then you know what to expect. But anyways, we have all our prayer points left then, and what I basically do is I just walk around and I do this grave, this grave, this grave, this grave, and then last the middle, which is Ahrim, the mage. But here is Guthan, so let's kill Guthan now, and you can actually safe spot Guthan by walking around the chests, but I am not going to do that right now because I have my prayer ready to be used. But of course I will show you at one of the brothers or a few brothers how to do it, how to walk around the chest and basically safe spot them. But first I want to kill Guthans here, so let's go down and protect from melee, because this is obviously a melee. And what I even do is I even prayer flick, because I just don't want to waste the points. So it's really easy to kill them. And right now this is the first brother, so it's not really a problem with your prayer, but every time you kill a brother, your prayer will get drained quicker. So as you can see, I'm just in here and my prayer is already 56 and it started at 65, and I didn't use it that much because they drain your prayer. Now I've killed this brother and I go upstairs again. Then I run north, and this is Dharok. This is basically the most dangerous melee brother because it can deal up to 60, so you really have to pay attention to that. But here we go. And just the same thing. I want to pray flick, but I really must be careful here, because if I time it wrong, then I can get like a super high hit on me. Alright. And there you can see that head thing, and that basically means they are draining my prayer because I killed Guthan, so that was Guthan's head basically taking away my prayer potions. I mean points, sorry. Here's Verac, and Verac is also safe spottable just like all the melee brothers. So I will try that now to show you how it works. So I'm gonna kill this one without prayer. No way, you know what? I'm gonna do the last one, Torag, without prayer, so I won't lose any points here. So let's just kill this one the normal way, and then we do Torag. Okay, so I go down again, and just the same as always. The only thing with Verac is that it can hit through prayers sometimes. So it still helps. As you can see, it hits through it. It still helps to pray because it basically lowers his chance to hit through it, but he is still possible to do it. Like there, a 14, but that's not really a problem. You know, we can just heal up once we are upstairs again. There we go. And 60 HP at the moment, so we just eat a few salmon. That is why you don't need sharks or monkfish or pineapple pizzas. You know, you don't have to like eat during a fight, so you can just use this food. Alright, the last melee brother is Torag, so let's kill that one now. And now I'm gonna use the chest, and it requires some explanations and stuff to show you, because it's not really that easy if you don't know how to do it. But I will try to do my best and explain it as well as I can. So probably after this fight my prayer will be 0, but that's no problem because I'm used to it. So we go down here, and what I basically do is, well, I can't pray now, like to tank the first hit, but then we run, and then we are behind this this graveyard, or what, I don't know how to pronounce that, but let's just grave. It's a grave. We are behind this grave, and Torag the Corrupted is here. It's basically stuck. So what I do now is I turn my run off, and I just stay here. Now there is a button on your keyboard, and you may have seen it already or heard from someone, but it's the control button, and if you like press that and hold it, then your account will run even if you have your run energy on or your toggle run off. So if I like do this, that is, I only use one square, this obviously walking, but if I press control, then I can run without having to toggle this on, so that will save time and that's easier to do. So what I first do is I basically click on the spell book and I click on the spell itself, so I don't press attack, but I just click on the spell, and as soon as I cast the spell, I toggle my control button and I press on this spot, and then we can basically save spot him. So I will show you the first hit. I basically attack, and once that happens I run, and there we go. I did a hit, he didn't hit me, and we are still safe. And you can do exactly the same thing with this, even on the short side, on the small side, I don't know how to call it, but it works the same. However, this only works at the Torag brother and the Verac brother, the brother we did before this. If you do this at the Dharok brother and the Ahrim, Guthan's brother, then you can basically only use this trick at the long sides of the grave, and that is for some reason because the game is built in a certain way that you can only, like, this grave is facing north or something, and then it works both sides, and if it's facing south or east, then you can only do it on one side. So that's pretty weird, but it does still work. But most of the time you don't need your safe spot tricks against Dharok and Guthans, because you still have prayer points at that time, so that is pretty nice. But anyways, I'm gonna continue killing this guy. So I attack again and safe, and I attack again and we are safe, and just keep doing this basically, and you are like out of danger. So let's just kill this real quick. I don't know how long it takes, it really depends on the hits. Oh, I should do it correctly then. So yes, sure. Alright, we got him again. So a high agility level really comes in very handy here, because if you can run a lot, then you can just use this wherever you want, so that's pretty nice. I really have to concentrate, because if I talk at the same time, then it goes wrong. I think this should be the last one. There we go. So he hit me once, but that is because I made a mistake. But normally if you just get used to it, then you can do it without any problems, and there we go. Then we have the last brother, which is Ahrim's, and most people, or some people, choose to not kill this brother because they think on an Iron Man the outfit is quite useless, because you cannot sell the items, and Iron Man do not use this armor very often. You can decide to skip it. I wouldn't do it, because you can obviously elk the items, and I would like full Ahrim's because I just like the sets, but I don't know where I'm going to use it, but yeah. Another thing is that if you kill Ahrim's, then you'll have a bigger chance of receiving an elite clue scroll from the chest, because every kill you do, you have 6 brothers, and every brother has a 1 in 200 chance of dropping an elite clue from the chest. So if you kill all 6 of them, the chance is 1 in 33. So I think that is quite nice, so why not, you know, it's so easy to kill this guy. However, we are not going to kill this one with mage, because it is a major himself, and we won't hit then, so I will be using range. If you are level 50 range, then I can understand it's going to be quite hard to kill him, because it will take longer to do the kill, and we are actually going to tank his hits, so we are not going to use prayer potions, so that is quite annoying, I think. I mean, I'm 88 range, so for me it's quite easy to do it. But you can always decide to skip the brother. So if it's too hard for you, or if you don't, or if you want to use prayer against it, you can do it. But yeah, just to show you, you can do it with range. And what I basically do is, if I get hit too much, then I just stand behind the grave, and then I just heal up again. So because behind the grave, this guy cannot hit me. And then once I'm full HP again, I go back to fight him again. So what I do is I go down. I don't have to worry about prayer points, I'm at 0 anyways, and I just, it's a rapid, right? So I click here and I just attack, and yeah, it really depends on luck. Sometimes he hits a lot, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he does like a stun attack and he will lower your strength level, but I really don't care because I have broad range anyways, so it doesn't really matter. As you can see, like, he's hitting quite hard at me right now, but that is just luck. Alright, I don't think I have to eat. No. So I killed it right now, you know, I lost like 50 HP or so, but if you're more unlucky, like if you only have 50 range, you have blue dragonhide and stuff, you have less magic defensive bonuses, you can just run behind the grave, and then if he gets stuck here, then you can just eat all day, like pretend that this guy is here, you can eat here, and when you are at full HP, you can go back and kill him again. But anyways, we have killed all the brothers now, except for Karil. It's really unfortunate that Karil is the tunnel, because I really wanted to show you the safe spot. But I will promise that after this trip, I will show you one more clip of the safe spot in another Barrows trip. So we go to the last one now, which is Karil. I put on my Graceful again and my Iron staff to use spells. So when I enter this grave or this tunnel, I will pause it for a while, the live commentary, because I have to show you how the tunnels look like. And I first have to do that because it's too hard to explain when we are running around there. So right now you will see a different clip of me explaining about the tunnels, and then we are back at the live commentary again. Alright guys, so I just found a picture on the internet about the tunnels, and there's a lot I can explain about this, and it really seems like complicated and stuff and how this works. It is actually pretty easy. I must say that this picture does have a few mistakes in it, but I will talk about that. This is just, let's say, one example of how it could look like, because it is always random, you know. Every time you play the minigame, it will be random. I'm not talking about the rooms, because it will always have the same shape as this, but as you can see, all the lines here and stuff are doors and such. But the doors will always change, because you cannot enter every door. Like in this case, it shows which doors are opened and which ones are closed, and the red bars here are the closed doors. But for example, it could also be the way that this door was closed over here and this one was open. So that is always different, but I will explain from this example how it works, and if you understand that one, then you will understand the rest of it as well. Okay, so first of all, this is obviously the ladder. So if you go into the tunnels, then this is, in this example, where you spawn. The other examples of where you can spawn are in every corner of the big rooms. So there are 9 big rooms within the middle of the chest, of course. So in this case, you enter the door, or you enter the grave and you come here. This is where you start, but it could also be here, here, or here. That doesn't matter, it's always random. And of course you should make your way to the chest. Now every time you enter a door, this could be this door or this door, depends on how it looks like for you. Every time you enter a door, there is a chance of spawning the brother that you haven't killed. So if you haven't killed Karil, in my case, then in one of the doors, if you enter the door, Karil will spawn. If it doesn't, then it will spawn at the chest. If you want to try to loot the chest, it will spawn. You don't have to kill it, but it will spawn, so just to let you know. Now, for example, if you kill like only 3 brothers and you leave the 3 other brothers, then all the 3 brothers have a chance to spawn. So it's not that they are gone, they will then spawn in the tunnels. So you will always see them, or if you're lucky, they don't spawn, but there's always the chance of spawning the brothers. But anyways, what I want to talk about is the safe spots, because I think that is really important. That is what you want to know. You want to play this without using prayer potions. Now, of course, we have Karil's in this example, so we will have to use prayer pots because he is going to hit us anyways. But there are quite a lot of safe spots in this tunnel. So, like this picture already says, the green dots are safe spots. That is true, because at these points there are kind of rocks where you can stand behind, and for example, if you walk in this door, then Karil, or let's say a melee brother, because you can only safe spot melee brothers, I'm sorry. If a melee brother spawns, then you can just run behind this rock and he will get stuck behind it, and you can just mage over the rock, and that is it. So you can like safe spot in these side tunnels, in these side rooms, but there are more safe spots than just these safe spots, and they are not mentioned in the video. But actually the ladder counts as a safe spot too. You can hit through the ladder with a magic spell, so you can basically stuck it behind the ladder. But that is a weird thing, and I will try to explain you. Every corner, like every corner room, could have a ladder. Like I told you, it's always random, so the ladder could be here, the ladder could be here, but it's for every player, every time different. However, the square where the ladder would have been counts as a ladder all the time. So basically you cannot walk on a certain square. So in the middle of this room, in the middle of this room, in the middle of this one, and here's of course the ladder, so as well in the middle of this one, is an invisible ladder. So basically you can use it as a safe spot as well. So even if there's no ladder here, there is a safe spot here, because there is a square where you cannot walk, and basically the brother will get stuck behind it, and that is in this room, this room, this room, and this room. Now, what the trick is to get him stuck is you should get to this door, or this door, or this door, or this door, or this, or this. So you can like go in, go out until the brother spawns. Now, if it spawns on this side, you can safe spot it here. If it spawns on this side, you can safe spot it in the middle of this room. And you can basically do that in every room. So that is, or in every room where the small rooms like end. So that is basically how you can safe spot the brothers. I will show you that later on when I have finished this first Barrows trip. But that is what I wanted to let you know. Then there is one more thing, and that is when you want to access the treasure room where the chest is, then you have to answer a puzzle. You have to it is really easy. There are 4 different puzzles. I will show you the puzzles how they look like right now. Alright, so there we go. Now every time you want to enter the door that leads to the Barrows chest, you have to solve a puzzle to enter the door to unlock the door. Now, you can get one of these 4 puzzles to enter the door, and as you can see, the green circles tell you what the correct answers are. They're pretty easy to answer, but you really have to take some practice. You have to study what the correct answers are, because you only have a few seconds most of the time to answer, because in the cave there are a lot of monsters attacking you and stuff. Well, it's only single way combat, but still monsters are attacking you, and that will interrupt this window, and then if you want to click again, then the puzzle has changed to another one. So it is not the case that you only have these 4 options, because I know these are the only 4 puzzles. However, the answer can be on this square, or this option. There are 3 options, and sometimes the correct answer is here, sometimes here, and sometimes here. So besides of only having 4 different puzzles, the answer is always on a different spot. So you have to act quickly and press the correct answer, and then you will unlock the door, and that is basically it. It is not that hard, but you just have to take some practice. In the beginning it might fail a little. For example, I had a lot of difficulties finding the correct answer from this one. I didn't see the logic, but when I studied it more, then I of course understood how it worked. So for me, this is not a problem at all anymore. But you just have to practice this. It is not too hard, and if you get used to it, then it is a piece of cake. Okay, so we enter the tunnel, and like I explained, this is the ladder, and this is actually a safe spot, and there are a lot of more safe spots, and I already explained you where they are. And so there are a lot of rooms in here. Now there's only one door that is able for me to access, and that is this door. So we will just run around, and we are going to get the kill count. Like here you can see, I don't know if it's good for you to see, it's 5 kill count at the moment. That's obvious because I killed 5 brothers, and in total we want 14 kill count, so 1 more brother, which means 6, and then we have 8 kill count left, which I'm going to kill like skeletons and bloodworms and rats and stuff like that. So but every door I open, there is a chance of like spawning the brother. Now, Karil is not able, you're not able to safe spot Karil, so I just have to go to the chest, I guess, and on my way I may meet Karil, and if that happens, then I just use my prayer and kill him. So that's basically what I'm gonna do. In the meantime, I have my weapons and my range stuff to get kill count, so I'm just gonna equip my DDS, and what I'm gonna do is I open this door, and there's Karil. Alright, so that may happen, of course. And I put on my prayer, and I just kill Karil. And yeah, this really depends on luck, If you get good hits, then you can like kill it in one prayer sip. And if you don't get any good hits, then it might take longer. Or it might take another sip of your prayer pot, and it would be a waste. But yeah, that is just how it works. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I think I can manage with only this pot. Alright, so that's it. All the brothers have been killed, and basically I can loot the chest already if I want to, but I really want to save up my runes, and getting the kill count is not too bad, so I'm just gonna get the kill count. It doesn't take too long, but I prefer to avoid the skeletons. I mean, this is the chest already, but I'm gonna like walk to, let's say here, I can kill bloodworm here. To get the kill count, I might actually skip this part until the moment I have the 14 kill count, but we will see. So, or what I can actually do is you get the point, I guess. What you can basically do is you can go in this door, out this door, and do that every time, and you will spawn monsters. You can choose to kill skeleton or just enter the door another time and hoping for another monster to spawn, and just keep doing that. Alright. You know what? You know what the point is. I have 8 kill count right now. It's not 14. 14 is the optimal kill count, but we will try to do it at 8. Maybe I'm lucky enough. So there are 4 puzzles like I showed you already, and this is the answer. Alright, so we enter the door, and now it's time to loot the chest. Let's see if I can get an item in the guide. Would be awesome. There we go. And I can't. But as you can see, I got Chaos Runes, I got coins, I got Mind Runes, and I got some Death Runes, because I started with 200. I used a lot against the monsters, and I got 228 now. So that's not that bad. I only do 1 per trip, you know, 1 chest per trip, and that is basically because we want to save prayer potions. And don't worry, it doesn't take too long to get back here. You know, you can, once in 2 trips, you can use the Shades of Morton teleports, and once in 2 trips you use the Drayman Staff with the Swampy Boat and the, what's it called, the Fairy Rings and stuff. It takes a few minutes to do that, but it is worth it, and like in an hour you can do about 6 to 7 chests, and you don't have to use prayer at all. Well, except for the chests like this with Karil in the tunnels. That is quite unfortunate, but it has to be done. So you can also skip Karil if you want to. But anyways, I'm going back to Clan Wars now, and what I then do is just run to the portal, and once I'm in the portal, my stats will be restored. I run to the bank and gear up for the next round. So that is basically it. If there's more that I should tell you, then I will. But we will get back on that later on. So first of all, we are finally done with the trip. So I will stop the live recording from here, and if there is anything more important to tell you, then you will notice soon. Okay guys, so I'm doing another trip, and I've just killed Karil. So this time Karil is not the tunnel, so let's hope it is going to be a melee brother. I will skip to the important part, so don't worry. Alright, so let's see if this is the tunnel. Guthan's. Nope. I'm gonna show you how to safe spot this guy, because like I told you, it's like, for some reason it's harder to safe spot this one. Earlier in the video I explained you how to safe spot Torag. Like, I stopped at every corner of the, what's this called, the grave. But in this grave you can only do it at the short sides for some reason. Like, if I try to do this at the short side, it will work. But if I then click here, then it will like escape from this and just walk towards me. So what I have to do when I kill Guthan and Dharok, I have to attack him, and instead of running to this spot, I have to run to this spot. So that's quite, it's pretty hard. It's a lot harder than the other ones, but it's the only way to do it. That is where the agility comes in very handy. So if I just do the same as I do normally, I click and I press Control and run, and I run there, so I will get stuck there. I will now show you what happens if I run to this spot, and at Torag it works, but at this one it doesn't. So I click on attack, and I run to this spot, and then for some reason he walks that way. So that is why it doesn't work, but on this side it does. So that is basically how to do it, and that way you can safe spot the melee brothers, all of them, without having any problems. But of course I'm still hoping for getting a melee brother in the tunnel, so I can show you how to safe spot a melee brother. So I will get there right now. Okay, so this is quite good news. I've killed all the brothers except Torag, so that means Torag should be the brother in the cave. And we can actually safe spot that guy, so I will show you how it works. So at this point the ladder is here, and I will have to check where I am exactly. So if I walk in this door, I cannot safe spot. If I walk backwards, I can. However, all these rooms are locked, so I cannot use a correct door. So I have to walk to the other side or run to the other side and try it there. Now if Torag spawns before that, so if he spawns right here, I can just ignore him, because he will spawn again. So we run, he doesn't spawn, we run, he still doesn't spawn, and there's, by the way, the chest, so we will get there later on. And we run, and what I was talking about was, for example, this square. I cannot walk here. Oh, I'm sorry, wait. It's this square. I can't walk here. As you can see, the bloodworm is as well trapped, and I can do exactly the same with the brother. If the brother spawns in this room, I can like trap it behind this square, because normally the ladder would have been here, but in my case the ladder is on the other side. So It's an invisible ladder, and you can use it as a safe spot. But that's not the only thing. We are basically at the right spot right now. I'm gonna leave this bloodworm for now. And if you take a look at this place, we have to run through this one, and then we run, blah blah blah, until the end of this like route, and then we have this pile of rocks here, and we can use this as a safe spot as well. It doesn't work on the other side because the rocks are too far away, and if you then walk to that, then he will disappear when he follows you. So you can basically get him stuck here. But as well, in this room there is a secret ladder, or an invisible ladder. So if I keep going in and out this door, and once he should spawn, and then we can use the safe spot. So let's just try. Oh, there he is. And we run, and we stand behind this. And that is it. The brother is safe spot. And that is so easy to do. So actually, if you get 1 in 4 of the melee brothers, you can safe spot them. If you get Ahrim here, then it is still possible to kill him. However, it's gonna be a little bit harder, because normally you could have saved up behind his grave, but you cannot do that here because his grave is not here, so he will keep maging you. So you should check how much food you have left, and if you are able to kill him. If not, then yeah, maybe just skip him, or maybe not. I don't know what you want, but it is not that hard. Basically, it is doable. So yeah, that is actually what I wanted to show you. And I think to end off this video, I will show you what loot I will get from the chest. So to make clear another time is the kill count does not influence the Barrows loots you get. It does help getting more runes and getting more coins and getting more bolt racks, but it doesn't help you getting a better chance of getting Barrows items. So basically, you don't need the kill count, but as an Iron Man, I really advise it, because of course getting more runes is always nice. So here we go for the loot, and we get runes. Alright, but that is it. Teleport back to clanwars, and I think I've covered everything I wanted to say. So some of you may say, like, you only do like 1 chest per trip, and that's a waste. I don't think it's a waste, because it doesn't take too long to get back to Barrows, and you'll save so many prayer potions, you know, especially on an Iron Man. If you can do Barrows without prayer, I mean, I did this trip without a prayer potion. That is quite sick, and I used like 8 salmon or something, but salmon is worth nothing. I mean, you can use better food, or even worse food maybe. It is a good way, I think, for Iron Man to play Barrows, especially when they are low level. If you're a high level already, you know how to play Barrows and stuff. You have plenty of prayer potions. I mean, in my case, I have a lot of prayer potions. Oh, never mind. I have a lot of prayer potions, so I could use them, but still, I think it's not needed, and that is why I've made this guide. So guys, I hope it helped. And if it didn't, or if it did, please leave a message in the comment section below. I really want to know. And if you still have questions, feel free to ask them, because I can still answer them in the comment section below. I can use annotations to make the video more clear, or just tell me what I need to do. I hope this was a clear guide. It took me a long while to make. It was really hard to do, because it's a lot of information. I wanted to make a new layout for once, instead of just the simple RuneScape effects, you know. I hope it helped, and if you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like. Would be much appreciated. So guys, once again, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.